I'm going to talk to a man who has won plenty of awards for his paintings of wildlife. We spoke to Paul Matthews, I think a couple of years back now, when he received the Chester Zoo Award for his painting of a chimpanzee. Last year he won the Endangered Species competition for his painting Amur Tiger Cold Stare. Well, Paul joins us in the studio now. He's been setting us up a gallery, a literal gallery of some of your more recent works. Paul, very good to see you again.
Hello, Steve.
Are you well?
Okay. Yeah, very well, thank you.
Good. My first question here, it says, what have you been up to? And well, I'm guessing this is what you've been up to.
Yes, I brought my example, so I'm in the finals of the Wildlife Artist of the Year.
Mm-hmm.
So I brought an example of that painting, which is running hunting dogs
Right.
from Botswana.
Now, I'm trying to remember, when we spoke last time, I think you told me how you worked, but you don't. You go on these trips and you go and see these animals, but you don't paint in situ. Is that right?
No. What I do is I tend to do sketches,
Mm-hmm.
and my other half takes photographs. That frees me up to sketch.
Yeah.
I brought my sketchbook in actually as well, but it's not very visual.
Yeah.
Rather, it is visual. And then from this, I work up sort of studies, and then work up the final painting afterwards, because it's easier just to take watercolours along to the to the places.
So for something like running hunting dogs, which you brought in here, so this is there are 3 hunting dogs there, and they are, I guess, running on some kind of savanna grassland.
Yes, in Savuti in Botswana. It's the north part of Botswana.
And did you go there specifically then to study hunting dogs, or was that just one of the animals?
That was my plan, because it's like the second. I think last time I spoke to you, I was just about to go off to Botswana.
Very possibly, yeah.
Yes, so I've been before a couple of times, and I just wanted to. That was the species I was really looking out for, because I missed them completely last time. Yeah, it was just it was fantastic
and so
to see them.
For that painting, how much material will you have gathered? So in terms of photographs, sketches, watercolours, I know time put in. What kind of
Yes.
I mean, basic research work goes into a single painting like that?
Pages of sketches. We have loads and loads of reference photographs, and I just I do thumbnail sketches of how I'm going to have the painting done, and that evolves as I'm doing the painting as well. And I then eventually from those thumbnails I end up with a final painting, final study.
It must be so challenging. I remember we spoke to a woman whose job it was to paint plants for reference books a couple of years ago.
Yes.
And I found that fascinating, because she has to composite these paintings to give you, effectively what is the perfect example of, say, a flower. So that you could look at a flower in the wild and say that the wildflower is what this painting was.
Yes.
With these running dogs, you have to decide from these days worth of work and these sketches and photographs how you want to compose them in the painting.
Exactly.
You're kind of puppet master here, so you could put them however. How do you decide to have them alongside like that?
That's putting it perfectly, actually, because you have to create a drama, and a photograph is okay in itself. But what you want to do is to try and give it a little bit more than the photograph. Try and get that atmosphere.
And presumably there'll be an element, so in one photograph or in one sketch you'll have got the dog's eyes just right.
Exactly.
And then in the other one their stance or their motion or that activity, and you then have to come back and stand in front of your easel and combine those things together.
Yes. It is exactly like that. You get parts of a photograph that would work well. You've got the sketch that you've captured the pose perfectly. But what you want is for details like fur details or patterns. That's in the photographs, because when you're sketching like a running hunting dog, it's a matter of seconds.
Yeah, you're not going to get the texture of the fur.
No, you're not going to get the texture of the fur or anything. The only time you would get that is if it's resting.
Yeah.
But most of the time, these animals are moving. They're constantly on the go.
Well, clearly you've done a brilliant job, because it's a lovely, evocative painting, and what I think is nice about it is you've got the one dog in the foreground who is at a full kind of clip. He is galloping almost, and then the dogs in the background look like they are more gently trotting. And this has been, as you say, nominated? Is in the
it's
finals?
Actually in the finals of the Wildlife Artist of the Year up at the Mall Galleries.
Wow, so when will you find out?
Well, I know it's in the finals now, but whether it gets the actual accolade, That'll be in June.
Right, let us
June,
know.
July.
Do let us
Unfortunately,
know.
I'm in Denmark at the same time, so I miss out on the.
More,
I know.
more wildlife pursuits?
Yes, yes.
What is it in Denmark that you are following on for?
Hares.
Right.
Hares. My other half's got a summer house in the south of Denmark, so we go there.
Oh, how lovely.
And yeah, it's fantastic. The hares, deer, and animals like that are in the.
Never been to Denmark. I've got a
Oh,
thing
it's beautiful.
for Scandinavia, so I'd like to go on there.
Oh, it's fantastic.
If it's anything like Norway, it will break your bank balance. lpaulmatthews.com to see some of your work. lpaulmatthews.com. And so it's Denmark next for you and hares, is it?
Yes, yes. I've done a few hares before. They tend to be quite popular, but we're planning to go to Zambia, the Luangwa region, and that's me and my other half.
Yeah.
And also there's plans to go to New Zealand. My brother lives out there, so we're going to fern forests and things like that. So looking forward to that.
Not a bad life, is it?
I know.
Paul, it's
Hard
really
life.
lovely to see you. I'm so time's run
Thank you,
against
Steve.
us, but yeah, thank you very much for coming
Thank
in.
you very much.
Our Dorset Live's guest this morning, Paul Matthews. If you, as I say, if you'd like to see more of his work, lpaulmatthews.com is the website.